McLaren is bringing a huge upgrade this week. Helmut admits defeat in Red Bull internal war as Horner takes over, and Ferrari is going to play a big role in this year's championships. Do consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff believes that many people are mistaken in their opinions about Lewis Hamilton potentially experiencing difficulties as he transitions into his new chapter at Ferrari. Hamilton, who has been with Mercedes for an impressive span of 12 years, will be leaving the team at the conclusion of this season. He is set to join Ferrari and will race alongside Charles Leclerc, marking a significant turning point in his distinguished career. This move is particularly noteworthy as it will be the first time Hamilton has competed for a team that is not based in the United Kingdom. He began his Formula One journey back in 2007 with McLaren, and now he faces the exciting yet challenging experience of integrating into a completely different environment at Ferrari, which is located in Maranello, Italy. Some observers have raised concerns that Hamilton might struggle to adapt to the unique culture and dynamics present at Ferrari. However, Wolff has a strong belief that Hamilton, with his vast experience and talent, will be able to manage this transition smoothly and efficiently. He stated, "I think many people say that it's going to be really difficult, which indicates that while skepticism exists, he holds a different perspective." Wolff added, "But I think if you say it's going to be really difficult, then often it's the opposite," suggesting that these challenges may not be as daunting as some believe. Frederick Vasseur, who serves as both the team principal and general manager of Scuderia Ferrari, is looking forward to seeing how Hamilton fits into the team culture. Wolff emphasized that Ferrari is an outstanding team filled with passionate people, which contributes to a vibrant yet sometimes pressurizing environment. He is optimistic that Hamilton and his new team will find a productive way to collaborate and harness the intense emotions typical of a high-stakes racing environment. Earlier this year, Hamilton himself expressed confidence in his decision to join Ferrari, dismissing any doubts raised by critics. He stated, "There's not been a moment where I've questioned it, and I'm not swayed by other people's comments." This demonstrates Hamilton's strong conviction about making the right choice for his future. He acknowledged the continued skepticism all around him, saying, "Even today, there's people continuing to talk shit, and it will continue on for the rest of the year." However, he is resolute in staying focused on his own path, emphasizing that only you can know what was right for you, and he views this new opportunity as an exciting prospect in his career. Wolff also mentioned that, while the emotional connections with Hamilton will remain strong, he is equally enthusiastic about the changes taking place within the Mercedes team. Young Italian driver Andrea Kimi Antonelli has been selected to succeed Hamilton, bringing a sense of youth and dynamism that Wolff believes will invigorate the team. He stated, "I think we had such a great run with Lewis over the last 12 years. He's always going to be part of the family." This sentiment reflects the deep respect and admiration that the team has for Hamilton and his impactful tenure. Wolff acknowledged that as a competitor, he and his team will need to face Hamilton on the track next year, noting that Antonelli's inclusion alongside George Russell is crucial for Mercedes. He expressed that this partnership will inject momentum into their efforts, as well as a refreshing outlook with an 18-year-old talent adapting to the demands of Formula One. However, Wolff candidly acknowledged that there will inevitably be moments where Hamilton's extensive experience would have been immensely beneficial to the team. He concluded his thoughts by recognizing that while Antonelli will face a steep learning curve, making this decision was absolutely the right move for the future of the team. Wolff emphasized that there isn't anyone in the organization who would have chosen to handle the situation differently. This reflects a strong commitment to both their past with Hamilton and their future with Antonelli, showcasing the balance of honoring their legacy while also looking forward to new possibilities. At the beginning of the year, McLaren was not one of the fastest teams on the grid, often ranked as the third or even fourth fastest. However, the team has rapidly developed their car, which has dramatically changed the course of their season. The MCL38 has emerged as the fastest car for several months now, putting increasing pressure on Red Bull to find a way to respond effectively. While the defending champions work hard to improve their performance, McLaren has several updates planned for their car. Despite climbing quickly through the ranks of Formula One, McLaren has shown remarkable discipline in how they have approached their mid-season development. Many teams in this highly competitive field, including their direct rivals like Red Bull and Ferrari, have faced numerous setbacks throughout the current season. However, McLaren has managed to steer clear of the typical pitfalls that often plague teams with this generation of F1 cars. On the other hand, Red Bull's upgrades introduced during the race in Hungary did not bring the expected performance improvements, which signaled the start of a long period where they struggled to make progress. Ferrari encountered a similar issue after the Spanish Grand Prix. The updates that were brought to the track in Barcelona resulted in the SF24 becoming unpredictable and difficult to manage when it came to adjusting the car's setup. To avoid facing such challenges, McLaren has displayed great caution and patience in their approach to upgrades this season. They only bring new components to the track when they are completely confident that those parts will perform well and yield positive results. Perhaps even more important is the fact that the British team is careful to avoid following in the footsteps of their rivals, who have sometimes taken misguided paths in their development processes. For instance, during the Dutch Grand Prix, McLaren introduced some minor modifications to the floor of the car. However, they also had a completely new floor that was ready to go. The team made a strategic decision to hold off on using the new floor, deciding instead that the existing MCL 3.8 was already competitive enough to succeed in Zandvoort without the risk of implementing updates that could potentially backfire. Thanks to this thoughtful approach, McLaren has an abundance of upgrades prepared and poised for introduction. As they work tirelessly to secure both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships while trying to close the gap on Verstappen's advantage, fans can expect updates to roll out more frequently as the season progresses. It is important to note, however, that McLaren is not likely to completely change their approach. They still possess a comfortable lead over their rivals, allowing them to continue being the fastest team by making incremental improvements rather than resorting to large, high-risk changes. Nonetheless, there is ample reason for McLaren to adopt a bolder strategy as they aim to increase their lead over Red Bull in the upcoming races leading up to the end of the 2024 season. This weekend, the American Grand Prix features a sprint event. This format means that there will be limited time for teams to practice and analyze their new updates. On paper, this situation favors McLaren, given their flawless record of development throughout the 2024 season. However, it is crucial to keep in mind that Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes are all capable of winning races, and therefore there are no guarantees for any of the leading teams in this highly competitive environment. Red Bull's so-called magic floor is not expected to bring them any closer to McLaren on the racetrack, according to Gunther Steiner, who firmly believes that the only way Red Bull can hope to surpass McLaren at this point in the season is if the Woking-based team makes some serious mistakes. As the 2024 Formula One season progresses, Red Bull is anticipated to take one last ambitious gamble when they unveil a significant upgrade package for their RB20 car at the United States Grand Prix. This introduction is seen as crucial for their competitive edge against rival teams. Gunther Steiner has raised what many are calling the big question regarding the potential impact of this upgrade for Red Bull. The team, aiming to secure victories in both championship titles, is pulling out all the stops by bringing in substantial modifications for their car this coming race in Austin. Their goal is to enhance the mechanical and aerodynamic performance of the RB20, a move they hope will level the playing field against their competitors. Christian Horner, the team principal of Red Bull, commented on the timing of the upgrades, saying that Austin is typically a natural point in the calendar for teams to introduce new developments. He mentioned that while Red Bull has something significant to present, their rivals including Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren are also expected to roll out their own updates, making the competition fierce. Horner emphasized that the entire Red Bull team has put in considerable effort to understand the issues they have faced and put strategies in place to resolve these challenges. He expressed optimism that if everything goes as planned, there will be improvements evident as soon as the team arrives in Austin. Among the upgrades, a revised floor is anticipated. Red Bull has learned valuable lessons from their performance in the recent Hungarian Grand Prix, where the car's balance was unsettled by their previous floor design, prompting the need for this new addition. This upcoming package will be introduced just 4 weeks after the last race, the Singapore Grand Prix, where Lando Norris achieved an impressive victory, finishing 21 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. However, the autumn break may not have provided Red Bull with any newfound solutions to close the gap on McLaren's performance. In a conversation on the Red Flags podcast, Steiner expressed his skepticism about the likelihood of Red Bull making significant gains. He pointed out that preparations for Austin were already well in place prior to the break, suggesting there wouldn't be a drastic shift in competitiveness because teams like McLaren are already well prepared for what lies ahead. Steiner raised an intriguing point regarding the anticipated effectiveness of the new upgrade. He pondered how significant this magic floor would be and whether it would enable Red Bull to once again close the performance gap to McLaren. While he acknowledged that the situation could be straightforward to evaluate, he ultimately concluded that he didn't believe Red Bull would reclaim a competitive edge over McLaren this season. In fact, he even suggested that Red Bull might be lagging behind Ferrari in terms of pace. He attributed this to Ferrari's unfortunate qualifying performance in Singapore, where neither Charles Leclerc nor Carlos Sainz managed to set a competitive time. This poor qualifying situation allowed Verstappen to advance more easily during the race. Steiner remarked on McLaren's impressive performance, describing it as nothing short of amazing. He stated his belief that Ferrari could play a more significant role in influencing the championship battle, provided they were able to maintain better qualifying positions in future races, as they technically have the capability to outrun Verstappen. He noted that race conditions in Singapore did not favor Ferrari, and the absence of any red flags or safety car periods made it even more challenging for them to progress through the field. Fighting through the pack was particularly tough, especially in a circuit like Singapore, where being stuck in dirty air creates substantial problems for overtaking. As the conversation moved on, Steiner reiterated that McLaren has demonstrated strong performance but also recognized that Max Verstappen would continue to fight aggressively until the very end to maintain his championship lead. When asked if Red Bull could contend with Ferrari if they optimized their Austin floor, Steiner confirmed that while they might improve their standing, their chances of beating McLaren would heavily rely on McLaren making mistakes during races. Steiner concluded by suggesting that Red Bull's best approach would be to hope that McLaren runs into trouble rather than relying solely on their ability to outperform the Woking team. As the upcoming race approaches, Max Verstappen heads to Austin with a solid 52-point lead over Lando Norris in the Drivers' Championship standings, while Red Bull trails McLaren by 41 points in the overall team standings. While Charles Leclerc is cautiously optimistic about Ferrari's chances to contend for the Formula One Championship in 2025, he understands that the upcoming United States Grand Prix will be a very important opportunity to gauge the team's true progress toward that ambitious goal. Ferrari has faced a challenging season in Formula One during 2024, struggling with consistency and facing various hurdles along the way. Nevertheless, the Scuderia team has shown that they are steadily making significant progress in turning things around. Leclerc has displayed impressive performance on the track, achieving podium finishes in 4 out of his last 5 races. This includes a triumphant victory at Monza, which brought much joy and excitement to the passionate Ferrari fans, known as the Tifosi. The race in Austin will be a telling indicator for Ferrari as they seek to understand the extent of their improvements thus far. While the recent Singapore Grand Prix ended Leclerc's streak of podium finishes, it was a race where he and the team felt they had the pace to secure a victory, a sentiment echoed by their former driver Fernando Alonso. The performance in Singapore highlighted that the potential was there, even if the results did not reflect it. Looking ahead, Leclerc is particularly focused on the upcoming United States Grand Prix. This race is significant for Ferrari as they plan to unveil their final upgrade for the SF24 car, making it an essential test of their development and progress. When asked about Ferrari's ability to compete for wins at every race after he finished as the runner-up to Oscar Piastri in Baku, Leclerc noted that the team is not quite there yet. He explained that races like Baku, Monza, and Singapore present unique challenges due to their specific track characteristics. He feels that Austin, with its more standard design, will provide a clearer picture of how much they have truly advanced. Leclerc is hopeful that their improvements will be validated at the Circuit of the Americas COTA. He has been vocal about the potential for Ferrari to challenge for the 2025 championship, a claim that serves as an encouraging signal for his future teammate Lewis Hamilton, who is set to join the team from Mercedes for the next season. In a conversation with The Race and ESPN, Leclerc elaborated on the current state of the team, stating, "We are seeing quite a lot of gains. We just need time to bring those upgrades on the car." This assessment underlines the importance of continued development as they prepare for future competition. When asked if he believes it is realistic for Ferrari to aim for the championship title in 2025, Leclerc confidently replied, "Yes, it is. That will be the headline." He acknowledged that while the path to improvement is ongoing and dynamic, the goal remains to keep enhancing the performance of the car over the coming years. He projected that 2025 would be a strong year, followed by even better prospects in 2026 and 2027 as they work to optimize their efforts. However, he emphasized that all improvements are relative to what other teams are achieving. There is not one team that is getting worse from one year to the other, he pointed out. Instead, it is about how much progress other teams manage to make. On the bright side, Leclerc expressed complete confidence that Ferrari will make significant advancements in the coming year and the following season as they strive to close the competitive gap. As for the current standings in the F1 2024 season, Leclerc is holding a respectable third place in the Drivers' Championship. He is currently 34 points behind Lando Norris and 86 points adrift of the championship leader, Max Verstappen. This positioning reflects both his skill and the challenges the team has faced throughout the season. Helmut Marko has made remarks regarding Christian Horner's crucial role within Red Bull Racing, stating that Horner has effectively taken on the role previously held by the late founder of the team, Dietrich Mateschitz. This shift in leadership has sparked discussions about how the team will navigate through the challenges they are currently facing. As Red Bull Racing enters the 2024 Formula One season, they are building on their impressive performance from 2023, a year that set numerous records. However, it is essential to note that this success is occurring amidst an internal investigation concerning team principal Christian Horner. This investigation followed allegations related to his conduct made by a colleague, which Horner has firmly denied. Eventually, the case was dismissed, though an appeal was not upheld, leading to rumors of a potential power struggle within the team. The sad passing of Red Bull Racing's founder Dietrich Mateschitz in October 2022 has left a noticeable gap in the organization. Marko expressed that Horner has stepped into Mateschitz's shoes, becoming a pivotal figure within the team structure. In response to this transformation, measures have been put in place to ensure that Red Bull can maintain its focus on achieving their primary objective to continue winning and to keep their star driver, three-time world champion Max Verstappen, on the team. Max Verstappen has been feeling the pressure lately, having not clinched a victory in his last 8 races, especially as McLaren has risen to challenge Red Bull for the top position in the Constructors' Championship. The performance of the McLaren MCL 3.8 has been nothing short of impressive, arguably establishing it as the standard against which all other cars are measured. And in this competitive landscape, McLaren's Lando Norris has been closing the gap in the championship standings, reducing Verstappen's lead to just 52 points. Both Marko and Horner have confirmed the presence of a performance-related exit clause in Verstappen's contract, which has led to speculation about potential interest from teams like Mercedes and Aston Martin. Speaking to Motorsport magazine, Marko described the 2023 season as a unique one, emphasizing that its remarkable form could not realistically continue indefinitely. He shared that, despite the trials of 2023, the start of 2024 has been very promising. He acknowledged the difficulties surrounding Horner but noted that these have now been addressed. Marko remarked, "We came together and made it clear that our unified goal is to win this championship. To achieve that, we need to put forth our best efforts." He also recognized how Horner's takeover of multiple responsibilities has significantly altered the team's dynamics, pointing out the profound impact of losing an extraordinary leader like Mateschitz. While the issues related to Horner have certainly posed challenges, the team has reached a consensus that collaboration is essential for creating a championship-winning car and retaining Verstappen. Despite the hurdles, Verstappen still stands in a strong position to chase a 4th consecutive title, although Norris's impressive recent win in Singapore has made him a serious contender in the ongoing championship race. Marko has expressed his confidence in Verstappen's capability to secure his 4th title, highlighting not only Verstappen's speed and talent, but also his remarkable mental fortitude, which he believes gives him an advantage over other talented drivers like Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. It is crucial to note, however, that although Leclerc is still in contention, he faces a daunting 86-point deficit to Verstappen, making it quite challenging for him as there are only 6 races and 3 sprint events left in the season. That's it for this video. I'll catch you in the next one.